Hi and welcome along to AFTV Transfer Daily, the show that keeps you up to date with players that have been linked with a summer transfer move to Arsenal. The season kicked off yesterday with a win for Arsenal, beating Nottingham Forest by 2-1. Some of the fans afterwards were so critical of the performance, which wasn't perfect. I thought the first half, Arsenal were really, really good. Some great football. We played this completely different sort of formation and tactic where basically Arteta knew that Nottingham Forest were going to be everybody behind the ball. So he sacrificed Gabriel and sort of had an extra player in midfield in Partey. And it worked. We were 2-0 up. But in the second half, I agree with a lot of fans. We're very lackluster, very slow. Forest got one back and it made for a little nervy sort of 5-10 minutes. It shouldn't have been. It should have been a walk in the park after that first half. I get that, but it's the first game, right? And I think what we can see from yesterday is that there's new expectations on Arsenal from fans, from pundits, because they're almost like, well, hold on, that wasn't the perfect performance, you know what I mean? And, you only scored 2 goals. City scored 3. Newcastle scored 5, you know what I mean? I mean, listen, right now, it's all about winning games, getting off to a winning start, trying to go on a little run now of winning games. And that's what it's all about. So I was happy with yesterday, happy with some of the performances of our new players. Declan Rice, I thought, played really, really well. I thought Timber was playing well until he got injured, and let's hope that injury is not too bad. Havertz was a bit quiet, but as a fan said yesterday, we gave Xhaka a few years to get good. You know what I mean? We're judging Havertz after one game. So, listen, overall, it was a good performance. What a goal by Saka and what a performance by Martinelli. And when we talk about transfers, how much did Martinelli or Saka combined cost? About 5 million combined for those two, right? So it just goes to show sometimes you've got them right there in your own academy, and sometimes you can pick them up for like dirt cheap, like we did in Martinelli, and they become stars. So absolutely incredible, those two. But as I said, there was a concern over the injury of Jurrien Timber. Is this going to change things with regards to Kieran Tierney? Because quite obviously, he's up for sale. He didn't even figure in the squad yesterday. Not even in the squad, which shows us that Arsenal are definitely considering selling him because, all right, I know the tactical changes and that, but there's no Zinchenko at the moment, and he still can't get in the squad. Jurrien Timber is a right-footed player playing at left-back, right? So he's not a naturally left-footed player, but he's still in the team. Kieran Tierney actually, for Scotland sometimes, can play that sort of centre-back in a free, on the left-hand side, but not considered at all by Mikel Arteta, which gives you all you need to know that he's going to leave. Always substitute throughout pre-season. He said that he would like to stay, but I think he's definitely going to go. Now, Real Sociedad are the club that are really, really interested in him. They want to take him down on loan. Arsenal are not interested in any loan deals whatsoever. They will only sell Kieran Tierney. They want about £30 million for him, or they will not sell him. I have to say, do we need to rethink this now after the injury to Jurrien Timber? Because, all right, I know, as I said, Zinchenko's still to come back. He seems to favour Tomiyasu over there, so, Kivior could play there. But it's definite. He's going Kieran Tierney. I mean, I'd be really, really surprised if we get to the end of the transfer window and he's still an Arsenal player, which is a shame because he's a crowd favourite. But I think Kieran Tierney, after what we saw yesterday out of the squad, will not be an Arsenal player by the end of this transfer window unless they can't find anyone to buy him. Arsenal are still interested in Nicola Barella. Now, his football transfers, again with his story today, saying that Arsenal would still like to buy Barella. We heard during the week that, of course, Inter Milan really interested in signing following Balogun. They put in a bid of £30 million, which was refused. But Arsenal tried to sort of cheekily say to Inter Milan, all right, I'll tell you what, give us Barella and let's see if we can come up with some sort of swap deal with Barella and Balogun. That was rejected by Inter Milan, and some people saying that was one of the reasons why they even pulled out of the deal, that it was rejected. But Arsenal haven't given up and are still interested in signing Nicola Barella. It will be a really, really big surprise to me if Inter Milan sell him, because he's one of their most important players. But Arsenal do have an interest. If they sell Balogun, they'll have quite a lot of money. You think about it, if they sell Balogun and if they sell Tierney, that could bring in around about £80 million for Arsenal. So, and that's not to mention other players that they might sell, like Nuno Tavares, etc., Rob Holding. So I doubt it on this one, but window's got 3 weeks to go, and Arsenal have already sprung surprises this transfer window. Mohamed Kudus, as we know, a player that Arsenal have been tracking. Brighton were all set to buy him. The terms were agreed between Brighton and Ajax, but the player himself is holding out for a move. He's holding out for a move to either Arsenal, Manchester United, or to Chelsea. He played yesterday for Ajax. They won 4-1 in their opening game. He scored as well. Mohamed Kudus scored in that. So again, his stock has gone up, but he scored in that game. And afterwards, the manager sort of saying that, listen, we've had no offers for Kudus. He's a really, really important player for us. And as far as we're concerned at the moment, he's staying. But that as well could change. Still 3 weeks to go, but they are playing him. They are playing him at the moment, and he did score yesterday. Another player that's been linked heavily with Arsenal is Ansu Fati of Barcelona, that spoke about this during the week. And it was really interesting to see Xavi in his press conference ahead of their game, which is today against Getafe. He was asked about Fati and if Barcelona are looking to sell him, and he didn't rule it out. He just basically sort of said, listen, good player, love him, all that sort of stuff. However, there's still, weeks to go until the end of the transfer window, and anything could happen. And that sounds to me like they know that if the price is right and the right price comes in, they would sell him. He's a very, very special talent, Fati, but he has suffered over the years from quite a few injuries that's really set him back. Remember when he first sort of come on the scene, he was like being spoke about as the player that's going to be sort of coming for Messi. That's how highly they thought of him, but they would be willing to sell him for the right price. Is this a player that Arsenal move for? We know that they're interested in him. Let's again see how that develops between now and the end of the window. A player who will not be at Arsenal this season is Marquinhos. The 20-year-old has joined Nantes, FC Nantes over there in Ligue 1. He's joined them on a season-long loan. So a chance for him to play regular football week in, week out. Nantes will be a good challenge for him. Nantes, they just survived relegation from the French top flight last season by winning on their last game of the season. But they're looking to rebuild this season. And I think it'll be a good move for him. Regular football against really good teams. So let's see how he develops. But Marquinhos, who was on loan last year at Norwich, but was a bit of a bit part player, now gets his chance at Nantes. And what about Albert Sambi Lokonga? There was a lot of talk that he was on his way to Burnley to link up with Vincent Kompany, who used to manage him at Anderlecht. That deal, though, is apparently stalled. It's stalled. Nothing's really moved on that. Another club, though, that's interested in him is Monaco. We know Monaco interested in Balogun, but they are also interested in Albert Sambi Lokonga. No concrete offers yet for him, but they're interested in Lokonga again. Going to be interesting to see where he moves, because he will move before the end of the transfer window. So those are your rumors today. Don't forget, keep it locked here on AFTV. You will not miss a thing. All breaking news, all updates. Also, check out all of our fan cams from the game yesterday. Brilliant. The fans were in full form yesterday. And the player ratings, everything. Check out all of the content around the game. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow.
Shop for AFTV merch at shop.aftv.co.uk. Subscribe to us on YouTube. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, Snapchat, and Twitch. We've got content for every platform, so check it out.